Welcome to Stellenbosch University's Faculty of Medicine and Health Science. Thousands of medicine and health science professionals have passed through our doors since our establishment in 1956, and we have since become one of the leading health science faculties in Africa. One of our primary goals as a faculty is to develop future health professionals who, through innovation and leadership, will promote health and prevent disease and provide optimal healthcare. The Faculty of Medicine and Health Science has a diverse student body of more than 4,300 undergraduate and postgraduate students. It employs more than 1,400 individuals who work for Stellenbosch University, the Western Cape Government, and other partner employers. Our faculty is home to 15 academic departments, which in turn host 17 centres, bureaus, and institutes. Our undergraduate academic offering includes degrees in medicine, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech, language and hearing therapy, nursing and dietetics. We also offer master's and doctoral programs in all disciplines, including sports science programs. Our campus, situated adjacent Tygerberg Hospital, is South Africa's first smoke and tobacco-free campus. We currently find ourselves outside the clinical building, which is one of 4 main buildings of activity here at Tygerberg campus. In this building, you will find our academic administration corridor, which includes student support, card registration and cashiers, bursaries and loans, exam results, and the faculty secretariat, as well as the doctoral office. The clinical building also houses offices of the Dean, the Senior Director of Business Management, and the Vice Deans of Learning and Teaching, Research and Clinical Service, and Social Impact.
At this faculty, we have made it our mission to facilitate transformative lifelong learning. Our values are inclusivity, compassion, accountability, respect, excellence, and equity. We recognize these values in every action here at our faculty, which is why we have the preamble to South Africa's Constitution mounted in English, Afrikaans, and isiXhosa on our wall. By mounting these plaques here, we recognize that this faculty doesn't exist in isolation and is in fact a microcosm of the broader South African society, with people from different races, religion, ethnicities, genders, sexual orientation, political persuasions, and socio-economic statuses. These values presented to us in the Constitution have relevance about how we should be interacting with each other.
We now found ourselves at the Simulation and Clinical Skills Unit. Clinical skills refers to those applied professional skills that are necessary in encounters with patients. These skills cover a wide variety of topics, ranging from correctly taking a medical history, performing an abdominal scan, interpreting a urine sample, conducting counseling sessions, and suturing a wound. These skills are acquired by means of training, and depending on the teaching goal, different training formats can be chosen. This unit participates in a number of educational research projects with the aim of improving teaching, learning, and assessment practices. Research regarding medical students' teaching experiences in the Clinical Skills Lab showed that students felt sessions improved their confidence and empowered them to perform the procedures taught in the clinical environment.
The Medicine and Health Sciences Library is one of the 5 branch libraries of the SU Library and Information Service, and it is situated in the education block of the FMHS. This 3,000 meter squared library has been entirely refurbished and is now an ultra-modern facility with innovative spaces for collaborative learning and research, and boasts state-of-the-art video conferencing and e-classroom amenities. The library served primarily the researchers, lecturers, staff, and registered students of the faculty, but also other client categories. The library also contributes to the mission of the Library and Information Service by providing a world-class and innovative information service and learning spaces to primarily the Tygerberg campus community. Students have access to the university network, all their learning materials on the SunLearn and podcast servers, as well as high internet speed access through the countrywide Tenet fiber optic network.
This faculty is a self-driven hub of global excellence in many areas and has been the launch pad for a number of groundbreaking medical and health science initiatives. We are widely recognized for our world-class research on high-priority conditions in Africa, such as tuberculosis, HIV/AIDS, and neuropsychiatric disorders. The Biomedical Research Institute, which is still in construction, will be dedicated to understanding diseases that have the greatest impact on communities in South Africa and the rest of Africa. This R1 billion facility, which will be completed in 2022, will be one of the most innovative and advanced biomedical research centers in Africa. The Biomedical Research Institute is set to significantly advance our capacity to undertake world-class research on the leading health problems affecting our people. It will also contribute considerably to building research capacity in the African region.
The Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences strives to build an institutional culture that welcomes, develops, and supports a diverse body of students and staff. Our charter, which is mounted behind me, is a living document that guides our values, behaviors, and responsibilities as we continually strive to be a place that celebrates diversity in all its forms and ensures that all individuals here enjoy a sense of belonging.
The TSS is home to a number of convenience stores and stops on our campus. These include the cafeteria, as well as a shop that sells halal food, the gym and access to our campus swimming pool, visitors accommodation, Van Skyke's store for books and supplies, a Muslim prayer room, a convenience store, the TSR shop for scrubs and other equipment, campus health services, a music room, the sports hall, where we also host events like our welcoming and pledge ceremonies, the societies room. We have approximately 40 different types of societies to which you can belong on our campus, the TSR office, Marty's Community Service Office, and sports offices.
Accommodation is available in 6 university residences on the Tygerberg campus, namely Hippocrates, Hayes Fancy Fansale, Enkanyini, Mirhof, Ubuntu House, and Nkosi Johnson House. There is also the private student organization called OSLA. Behind me is a swing, netball, and tennis courts. Thank you for joining us on this tour of some of the highlights of our campus.
We are aware of the immense challenges and inequities that remain in our healthcare system.
Yet we are pleased that we are continuing to make a meaningful contribution to improving the health of our nation.
We hope you will join us on our journey towards playing a leading role in transforming healthcare in South Africa and beyond.
Good day everyone, hallo almal, Molweni. I am Bronwyn Geye, Head of Undergraduate Selection and Recruitment at the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences at Stellenbosch University. Under normal circumstances, we would have made every effort to meet you all in person, but due to this current reality, this has become the new normal. But even though we are not able to meet in a virtual space, we hope that our efforts will succeed in giving you a clear enough idea of who we are and what we do at the faculty and why you have made the right decision. I firstly wish to congratulate you on being selected for one of our programs. This is no small achievement, as we have had more than 30,000 applications this year and you have been selected as one of the successful applicants. This, I think, not only speaks volumes to the type of student that you are, but also to the support from your parents, friends, and family who have endured this journey with you. As one of our students, you will receive top-class theoretical and practical training in over 100 facilities spread across a wide geographical area. These include facilities such as big hospitals as Tygerberg and smaller hospitals such as Khayelitsha Hospital, but also clinics, schools, and old age homes. We also have a very nice rural campus in Worcester, where students live and learn for up to 1 year at a time. In addition, our students are posted off to remote sites as far afield as the Eastern Cape and Northern Cape provinces for training. I'm very proud of what we have achieved at the Faculty of Medical and Health Sciences. I can assure you that you have made the correct decision to study at our faculty. Let me give you 3 reasons why I say so. Firstly, our faculty is a leading health sciences institution on the African continent. It's widely recognized throughout the world for the quality of its training, the excellent research, and its broader impact on society. I can tell you with confidence that with a health sciences degree from Stellenbosch, You will be welcomed with open arms in any healthcare setting in South Africa, the rest of the continent, or further abroad. A second reason is our high degree completion rate. While we can only select a small number of the very large pool of aspiring doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, dietitians, occupational therapists, and speech, language, and hearing therapists seeking entry into our institution every year, those who do obtain admission to our faculty have a high likelihood of success. More than 90% of our students admitted to the programs eventually qualify as health professionals. The third reason, and this is the thing that makes me most proud of our faculty, is that we go above and beyond the narrow focus in the health sciences training of providing theoretical knowledge and technical know-how. At the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, we also aim to inspire students to be their best selves. Our faculty promises people of different races, ethnicities, language groups, religions, genders, and sexual orientations, as well as political persuasions and socioeconomic backgrounds. This offers a wonderful opportunity for students to learn and know and understand people who are different from themselves, which is very important in an increasingly diverse world and key as a healthcare professional. As a student in our faculty, you can expect to be constantly challenged to reflect on who you are and what you can become. You will be invited to think about the ways in which you can become a more responsible citizen and how you can make a meaningful difference in the lives of people and communities. Our faculty values are inclusivity, compassion, accountability, respect, excellence, and equality, and are at the core of what we do. We encourage all our students and staff to embrace all of these values, because these values not only make you a better healthcare professional, but also a better human being. I can assure you that it's a place where you will feel welcome, valued, and inspired. In closing, I wish you well for the final leg of your school career and the upcoming final examinations, and we will see each other in 2022.
Good day. My name is Dominic Fisher, and I'm the first year coordinator in the Division of Physiotherapy at the University of Stellenbosch. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you on your provisional acceptance into the physiotherapy program. We look forward to seeing you next year as you start your journey in qualifying as the next generation of physiotherapists in South Africa. The Physiotherapy Division at Stellenbosch University has over 50 years of training and equipping physiotherapy graduates. Our degree is internationally recognized and is held in high regard. The staff are highly trained and all have advanced degrees and are active researchers and practitioners with local and international collaborations. The Physiotherapy Division at Stellenbosch University has over 50 years of experience in training and equipping health practitioners for the South African context. Our degree is held in high regard locally as well as internationally. Our staff are all highly trained with many years of experience in health professions education, and we hold many advanced postgraduate training and qualifications. We are also all contributors to the knowledge within our field and actively engage in research with many international collaborations. In your first year, you will encounter interesting and engaging content that lays the foundation for the rest of your stay in the physiotherapy program. You will be engaged with the basic sciences such as physics, physiology, anatomy, and psychology, as well as physiotherapy science and an introduction to clinical physiotherapy. At university, there is much greater emphasis placed on self-directed learning. You will have to intentionally self-reflect in order to find the right balance between your academic and social lives. As with any journey, you may find that you need support along the way, and that support includes your family and friends, your classmates who eventually become your colleagues once you all graduate, me as your year coordinator. The university also provides formal support services, including educational psychologists and counseling services. It is important to realize that once you become a university student, that you are the primary client of the university. Your parents and guardians have to change role and act as support for you along the way. So once again to all of you, I want to congratulate you on your provisional acceptance to the program, and we look forward to seeing you early in 2022.
If all my possessions were taken away from me with one exception, I would choose to keep the power of communication, because by this I would be able to regain everything else. Good day, students. I'm Faiza Bardeen, a lecturer in the Division of Speech, Language and Hearing Therapy. And I actually thought to start the video with that quote, just to highlight the importance of communication, not only as a unique but fundamental human function. So the aim of the video is to give you an overview, or to give you a sense of what the program aims to do. So the Bachelor of Speech, Language and Hearing Therapy actually aims to provide you with the ability to obviously qualify as a speech language therapist, but essentially to allow you to manage individuals with communication disorders in many professional roles, be it screening, identification, prevention, assessment, management and treatment, providing education and counseling to the patient themselves, as well as their caregivers, being involved in training in other professions, as well as consulting and using evidence to inform your clinical practice. But not only to inform your clinical practice, skills that you can become an active contributor to research in the field. So the program itself spans 4 years. And in that, we try to provide you with the knowledge and skills for a range of communication difficulties. This includes speech, language, voice, fluency, feeding and swallowing, which there are many, obviously. But one point I want to actually highlight at this point is that we are involved in working with individuals with hearing impairment. So it is well within the scope of practice of a speech and language therapist to be involved with screening, basic audiological screening. We are also involved in the rehabilitation of individuals with hearing loss, but not as an audiologist. That in itself is a separate profession. They are the professionals involved in diagnosing and managing the hearing loss itself. So let's look a little bit at your first year. And I think one of the important things to note is that your first year and your second year, you are essentially based on Stellenbosch campus. And I'll explain to you why in a little bit. Whereas your third and fourth year, you are based at Tygerberg campus, where you still get input. There's theory being provided to you throughout your 4 years. But in your third and fourth year, there's a stronger or more of a focus on your clinical work. I always explain to the students that when you enroll in the course, you know, I'm going to be a therapist, you know, but it can't actually happen from year one. Year one is where we lay the foundation for the entire course. You need the theory, you need the anatomy, you need the physiology to be able to understand the disorders. That is the basis on which the disorder is actually built. So in your first year, well, across all your 4 years, you will have speech pathology modules, and those are presented by lecturers in the division. So we have the expertise in the communication sciences, so we present those modules and content. But you also have additional subjects. So you have psychology, general linguistics, information skills, and that is essentially why you are based on Stellenbosch campus, because you form part of those faculties and divisions who offer those modules, the content of which plays a very important role in that foundation I've been talking about. So I want you not to be disheartened in your first year when you think to yourself, I've come to be a therapist, but I'm learning facts, but that is your foundation. You know, a house is only as strong as the foundation on which it's built. So please take into account that you need that knowledge, you need that theory. So as you go along, there'll always be a focus on your speech pathology coursework. And as you move through the course, you'll find that there's more of a focus on speech pathology theory, but also essentially our program is built on theory combined with clinical work. Because fundamentally, at the end of the day, we are training professionals who have to meet certain clinical competencies and also have a certain amount of clinical hours to allow you to qualify and register as a speech language therapist. Another point I want to mention is that we are in the business of communication, so we focus on the languages that are predominantly spoken in the Western Cape, namely isiXhosa and Afrikaans. So this is a compulsory subject in your first year, but at that point you're looking more at the structure and the system of the language. And then in subsequent years, your second to fourth year, we have a more focused program looking at the communication you need in those languages for your clinical practice. And that is basically and essentially set up to meet your clinical needs as you are exposed to different disorders. You're also exposed to basic sign language in your final year to allow you to be involved in the rehabilitation of learners with hearing impairment. So essentially, I want you to think of there'll be a growth in your clinical work, and the theory actually is slightly before that, because when you know more, you can do more. The other thing I want to mention is that you work in a range of clinical contexts, from the education setting to the health setting. You'll work in schools for learners with special educational needs, mainstream schools, hospitals, rehabilitation centers, at a tertiary level. So essentially we have to offer you clinical exposure to get the clinical competence in the range of communication disorders you'll be exposed to as a professional, but also in the varied contexts. So as a qualified speech therapist, you can work in the public sector, in education, as well as in the health sector. At the end of your 4 years, you have to complete a compulsory year of community service, which then affords you to officially register as a speech language therapist with the Health Professionals Council of South Africa. Also to say, our classes are relatively small, just about 40 students are selected, so the classes are quite small, so congratulations on making it this far. On behalf of the division, we look forward to welcoming you and having you in the program, and also taking you through this journey. It's interesting, it's hard work, it's challenging, but ultimately very rewarding. So we look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Janet Bell, and I'm the program lead for the Bachelor of Nursing program offered by the Department of Nursing and Midwifery at this faculty in Stellenbosch University. I want to first of all start off by congratulating you on your successful completion of your school career. It's quite a big moment that I hope you've taken time to just appreciate what you have achieved, and also to think about what's next. I look forward to being part of the next phase of your life's journey. So not only do I want to congratulate you on your matric success, but also to congratulate you on accepting your place into our program. You are going to be joining just less than 150 other nursing students on this campus, and they are quite an incredible bunch of wonderful, dynamic, enthusiastic, and passionate people. So you are going to be part of a really amazing group of students on this campus. The other very special part of our program is that you're going to be the 4th cohort that is joining this program. So still very new in figuring out exactly how this program moves through the phases of the year, and your contributions as a student in this program are going to be really valuable in helping us to develop the program to the best it can possibly be. So welcome to the program, welcome to our group of students. Over the next 4 years, you are going to be exposed to an incredible variety of experiences that are all designed to help you become a good nurse and midwife. We're going to start in your first year with a focus on health and wellness, and then move through the journey of disease, disorder, dysfunction, and come back to health and wellness in the fourth year. As you move through this theoretical component of your program, it's going to be matched by some clinical experiences. So you're going to be learning new skills and capabilities in our skills lab. So everything from how to take a temperature to how to deliver a baby to how to care for somebody who has died. Along with that, you're also going to be placed in a number of different clinical facilities, hospitals, primary care clinics, mental health environments, and then maternal and newborn care spaces, as well as specialized units like intensive care units, operating theaters, emergency rooms, and similar places. So you can hear from that very, very short introduction that your next 4 years are going to be quite an exciting and different kind of learning journey. So I look forward to meeting you in February of 2022, and we will be spending a lot of time together as you begin and continue your journey to become a nurse and midwife. Take care.
Being a healthcare practitioner is a tough job. It requires a wide variety of and different types, different diversity of knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes. But then again, who said saving the world would be an easy thing to do? Given shifts in people's expectations, the expectation of society of medical doctors, given global shifts in medical education, and thinking about what it means for a doctor to be able to make an impact in a South African context, Stellenbosch University has embarked on the bold and exciting journey of rethinking and reimagining our MBChB curriculum. And you will be one of the first people to journey on this road with us. So what I want to do is I'm going to give you a quick overview of the full picture and then zoom in on year one, where you will be next year. So the renewed curriculum, as we call it, is built on 4 pillars. These pillars actually permeate the whole curriculum. And you will find them present in every single module of every single year. The first pillar that we will be looking at, and that's inside this curriculum, focuses on the self and who you are and how you should take care of yourself. The second one refers to, I suppose, the more obvious one, and that is the patient. So that's a little stethoscope and how to treat the patient. The third pillar relates to communities, the fact that we are all somehow related to each other and how that influences health and wellness and how we can service the community. The last one is the healthcare system within which, as medical practitioners, you will have to function. The approach to the renewed curriculum can be summarized in 2 different ways. The first is that we will cycle through concepts, and so you will meet the same concept again and again as you go through your years. And the idea is that in every iteration becomes a bit more complicated. There's a logical flow from one year to the next. We will start with the entry into your journey, orientating you to what it is to be a student and where you're aiming towards in terms of being a healthcare practitioner and professional. The second part of your first year will focus on healthy form and function, and I'll say a bit more about that just now. In the second year, we will look at the ideal of health and wellness that we are all aiming for, and that will be followed by a look at where things can go wrong, the pathology, disease, and dysfunction. Having established what can go wrong, in the third year, we will move on to how to diagnose disease in module that will be called Medical Detective. And after that, we will proceed on to how to treat and intervene in medical conditions in a module called Interventions. The last 3 years of the curriculum will be mostly clinically based and also include some exposure to research and how that is done within this context. Next year will basically entail or contain 2 large modules. That'll be the first year now of the MBChB program. These modules, the first module will take up the full first semester and the second module the second semester. And during this module, you will be exposed to different lecturers lecturing to you from different perspectives and different disciplines. Assessment will happen through an approach that we call flexible assessment. And so there won't be any exams, but there will be several different assessment opportunities throughout the module, giving you and us information around how you're progressing through the module. The first module, your entry point, will be a module called Being and Becoming in Healthcare. And in this module, you will will try to help you transition from school to university and get you to start thinking about what it means to be a healthcare professional, what you are aspiring towards. You will be exposed to lots of different disciplines, physiology, anatomy, but also things like psychology, sociology, anthropology, epidemiology, public health, and health systems. A main focus of this module is the biopsychosocial approach. If you're not sure what that is, don't worry about it. You'll find out more next year. The second module is a module that is called Form and Function. And as the name says, it will focus a lot on healthy form and function, physiology and anatomy, but not only of the human body. It will expand its view beyond the human body and also focus on the forms and functions of families and how that influences health and disease. It will also unpack the healthcare system and the form and the function of the healthcare system in South Africa and its components and what it's made of. And also explore the interactions between communities and the environment around us and how that impacts on health. Something that I mentioned that's very important is that throughout the first 3 years of this curriculum, you will be exposed to the primary healthcare setting. And it'll start right at the beginning of your first year in the first module. And we call this exposure the primary healthcare, longitudinal primary healthcare exposure. And what that means in practice is that from your first year, the first module of the first year, you will have the opportunity to visit communities and community healthcare centers in the Cape Metropole area. There you will have the opportunity to learn and practice some basic clinical skills, things like measuring blood pressure, measuring blood glucose levels, weighing people, calculating BMRI, etc. You will also have the opportunity to interact with the community, get to know the people in the community, talk to them, communicate, participate in health promotion activities, and really have the opportunity to get to know the community that you will be in. And this exposure will start, as I've mentioned, from the start and stretch straight through the first 3 years of the curriculum. We are very excited about this new journey that we will be starting next year, and we're looking forward that you will be journeying with us.